to the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all.
LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Zippy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradham in the morning. Marques, Bradham, Justin, Emery.
Yo.
So, I don't want to be overly dramatic about yesterday, but I do want to be dramatically honest about yesterday.
It sucked.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. I don't think anyone went into yesterday thinking the Eagles were going to go down to Tampa Bay and win that football game. I think that reasonable people did not feel that the Eagles would have enough at the end to pull that game out. Reasonable Eagles fans, reasonable football fans didn't think the Eagles were good enough to go down to Tampa Bay and beat the defending Super Bowl champions and the GOAT. I think we all are on the same page with that. However, I feel it was fair to say, after the way the Eagles had performed in the past 2 months, that they would go down there and not regress to the point where they looked like the 2-5 Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened yesterday. I'm not sure if I've said this expression on the show before, and forgive me if I have, and forgive me if I've done this before, but this is a expression I use around my house all the time. My kids know it ad nauseum. So does my wife. Anger is a secondary emotion. Anger is not a primary emotion. Anger is something that is easier to control and easier to express. So we throw that out there first because it feels good and it's something that we feel like we can control. However, anger secondary, and the primary emotion is really what's driving you. And the primary emotion for me for yesterday is just pure disappointment. I'm disappointed. It's like when you were a kid and like you did something really bad and your parents didn't yell at you. They just told you how disappointed they were in you. It felt so much worse than it did when they just cussed you out. And like that's how I feel today. I'm just thoroughly disappointed because, you know, it took me a really long time, and you guys kind of saw the journey of me buying into yesterday. I didn't buy in for a very long time, and one of the big reasons why I didn't buy in, especially on the offensive side, is I didn't really enjoy the way they were playing football. I said that, and you know, I feel like I fell for the okie doke of the Eagles being a competitive football team, and me loving the fact that they were competing, not loving the fact that how they were playing. And what ended up happening is I kind of talked myself into being okay with the way they were playing, again, because they were being competitive. And I feel like if we're all honest with ourselves, we all did that. Because, you know, this is not exactly offensively, especially on the offensive side of the ball, how we envision our team playing football. And it's everything that we saw yesterday were basically all the problems that we saw the 2-5 Eagles have. Now, what's different? Okay, it's obvious what's different. You played a good football team with a good coaching staff. You're not playing the Washington football team anymore. You're not playing New York Giants. You're not playing New York Jets. You're playing a good football team. And this is the things that happened when you played a good football team. And you just saw in real time just all the holes and all the weaknesses, and we can go no further than the starting quarterback. It's just, to me, we talk out both sides of our mouths so much as Philadelphia fan base. You know, we say we're so critical of our players and we're so hard on them, and we're so hard on the Jalen Reagors, which he deserves it. I'm not saying he doesn't. Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons. But then we have soft spots for guys that I don't understand why we have soft spots for them. Like, yes, Jalen Hurts is a nice guy. Yes, he's seen to mature with his years. But Jalen Hurts is not a good NFL quarterback right now. And, I think yesterday kind of showed that I don't know if it's possible for him to become a good NFL quarterback. And for all the people out there that are supporting Jalen Hurts, all the people out there that blindly follow this kid and blindly support them, I just have one question for you. It's a very simple question. After watching yesterday's game, what do you see from this quarterback that could possibly get better in time? I'm going to say that again. What do you see from this quarterback that over the next 5 years will get better with time? I'm not going to, I saw this on Twitter, and I have to give people credit when they say something genius, and this was a genius statement from someone on Twitter that I didn't even think about. This has a lot of parallels to the Ben Simmons situation, because Ben Simmons is what? He's an NBA player that can't shoot. Well, we have a quarterback that can't throw.
Mm-hmm.
We have a quarterback that cannot throw the ball. There were plays to be made on that field yesterday. There were plays that were open. Dan Orlovsky, the great breakdown of the Quez Watkins missed throw. We saw the Devontae Smith missed throw. We was late on that. And I can go through a lot of different plays that Jalen Hurts plain flat out just missed. And ones that he did miss, he was inaccurate. He was erratic. And he's just not dynamic in other areas to make up for this deficiency. He's just not. Because listen, one thing you can say about Ben Simmons and Jalen Hurts that they don't have in common, that Ben Simmons in every other area is elite. Give me one area that Jalen Hurts is elite. He's elite in 0 areas. None.
But
Not
Marcus,
one area.
he's such a good leader.
That's great.
But Marcus, he's such a warrior.
Great. The intangibles off the charts. But if you don't have the tangibles, it doesn't matter. And he doesn't have the tangibles. So yesterday, for the first time in my life, I charted every Eagles offensive play.
Oh.
For the first 3 quarters and the first drive of the fourth quarter. I stopped in the fourth quarter because it wasn't a real offense anymore. So we're going to go through that.
Ooh,
because there are some play calls I think were questionable where the Eagles shot themselves in the foot.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, this to me was on the field, not off the field. When it comes to Sirianni, you can only do so much and put a guy in position. And if he can't execute, what are you really supposed to do? What are you going to do? Like, I'm over here, my visor, my polo, buddy. I can't help you. Once that play goes in the headset, it's for you to execute the play. That's really that simple. And there were some missteps and some play calls I have issues with, but most of this was on the people on the field. And listen, is this all on Jalen Hurts? No. But, and listen, going into this game, we had the conversation on Friday. Is there anything that you would see on Sunday that would make it where you did not want Jalen Hurts to come back next year? And I was firm and I couldn't see it. You were firm and you couldn't see it. Yo, I see it now. I see it. Because and at the end of the day, who else can you blame? Who else can he blame but himself? He went out there and did everything possible to put as much doubt in reasonable people's heads as possible. We all have been rooting for this kid. We all like the kid. We all have wanted him to be the guy because of all of those things you named about his leadership, about his toughness. All of those things we were like, yes, we would like this guy to be the guy. But if Russell Wilson is on that field for you yesterday, the Eagles are way more competitive and quite possibly win that game. You go to the second half of that football game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers scored 14 points in the second half of that football game, all because the Eagles put them in short field situations. You give the go to short field, he's going to execute. The defense, I thought, for the most part, wasn't bad. They weren't terrible. For what they have, they weren't bad. They weren't. They got to Brady. They sacked him 4 times. They put him on the ground. They got a decent amount of stops. They basically shut them down the second half, except besides those 2 drives. The first half, Brady got hot. The first 2 drives, they adjusted, figured it out. You saw Jonathan Gannon trying some new things, some different things that we hadn't seen. Fletcher Cox in the joker spot. They try to get pressure in different ways. You saw him blitzing a little bit. You saw them doing a little press coverage. I would have liked to have seen Darius Slay travel all the time with Mike Evans. It's because Mike Evans made his biggest plays out of the slot when Avonte Maddox was covering him. And because I feel Darius Slay should have just slid over a spot and cover him there. I don't know if he's just not comfortable in the slot. I don't know about that, but
he's not. He said that before. He's not.
Okay. Well, that's where Mike Evans really did most of his damage from that slot position. But anyway, I thought for the most part the defense was fine. This was an offensive issue. They didn't score any points in the first half, and reason being, again, because they were missing throws. They were missing plays. I'll pinpoint one in the half. That interception Hurts threw. That was a touchdown. Devontae Smith beats his man with a double move. Beats him so bad his man falls.
Mm-hmm.
That ball should have been out right then. And you saw at halftime, Terry Bradshaw said the same thing. The ball should have been out. It should have been out right then and there. But Jalen Hurts, because his arm strength is not up to par, he wanted to set his feet and his body before he let that ball go, because he's not a guy he wasn't comfortable making that throw on the run. Mm-hmm. If he had just thrown that ball and got rid of that ball as soon as he saw Smith, as soon as he saw him, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown right there. And it changes the game immediately. Right then, you're back in the game. The other turnover he had in the second half was absolutely inexcusable. The throw to Shaq Barrett, it was ridiculous. And again, we'll go through play by play after you jump in here. But I'm just like the word of the day for me is just I'm extremely disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself that I actually fell for this. And again, I'll end it with this, and I'll close it with this, and let you jump in. My question for Jalen Hurts people it's really simple. It's, what about this kid on the field, play wise, do you see getting better with time?
Nothing. I let out a tweet yesterday at 2:24 p.m. I said, I didn't think Hurts' job was in jeopardy going into this game, but I may have been wrong. Yesterday was not a good day for the Jalen Hurts fans, given it was arguably his worst game in the NFL. Statistically, it turned out to be okay, but a lot of that was garbage. A lot of that was garbage time. A lot of that doesn't matter. So I think he had 42 yards in the first half?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When game planned against, he just doesn't cut it. Todd Bowles, very good defensive coordinator. Tampa Bay, very good defense. Troy Aikman said during the broadcast that Todd Bowles told him during their production meetings, pre-game meetings, that he wasn't scared about the running game. And they showed you that. They put 8, 9 men in the box, still kept people spying Hurts. Said, okay, if you're going to beat us, use that arm. And he couldn't do it. He could not do it.
Nope.
Let me ask you this. Young quarterbacks, okay, the ones that have not really proven anything yet, but that you believe will be good, would you rather have Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts?
Come on, bro.
Would you rather have Justin Herbert
or
Jalen Hurts?
Come on, bro.
Would you rather have Mac Jones? Would you rather have Trevor Lawrence? Hell, would you rather have Zach Wilson?
Come on, bro.
Where do you see him getting better? The front office needs to sit and take a real good look in the mirror and make a really, really tough decision, because this guy, I don't foresee him progressing to where he needs to be on the field, just like you said. Now, am I drafting a college guy? No, I'm not, because he is better than any prospect that's coming out. But you need to go and get yourself an established veteran quarterback
Russell.
The only difference to that would be is if you use a stopgap year and you waste essentially a season because you don't have another option at quarterback. Is Minshew the answer? No, Minshew is not the answer. I don't even know who the third string quarterback is, but he's also not the answer.
Yeah.
You might be stuck with a Russell Wilson or Jalen Hurts scenario. And do you really want to trade away a future of 3 first-round draft picks for Russell Wilson? Or would you rather build a team right now? I think you're going to have to use 3. Now, I don't know if you necessarily have to use all 3 in one season, but you're going to need 3 picks. You're going to need 3 picks for him. Absolutely. Super Bowl quarterback, first ballot Hall of Famer.
I'd be okay with some futures.
What's that?
I'd be okay. If I don't have to get through to all 3 of mine this year, I'd be okay with some future first for him.
So would you get – so they have, I believe, 15 and 16 picks. They have back-to-back first-round picks. The Colts and the Dolphins picks are back-to-back. Mm-hmm. And then I think maybe like 3 or 4 picks later is theirs. So they have 3 picks within 7 or 8 picks or so.
Yeah.
Would you move, say – I believe the Dolphins is the first one. So I believe Dolphins is 15. Would you move, say, 15 and 19 to go get him? And a first-round pick next year? And maybe a second-round pick next year as well?
Yes. Because the quarterback is that important. And the Eagles are going to have a lot of room on the cap. And, Howard Roseman, as much as his draft picks have sometimes sucked, he does a good job in free agency. So you can trust him to go out and get the guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Because really, like you take out Jalen Hurts, you put in Russell Wilson's offense, it already is upgraded significantly. You don't need to do much offensively.
You do. You need wide receivers. You have one. You have one.
I'm okay with Quez. I think Quez Watkins is a guy that could be a good 2.
No. Quez is a 3 to 4. He's a 3 to 4. Devontae.
I'd like to see more.
Obviously,
I'd like to see more out of Quez. Because again, look. Yesterday, Quez made a couple big plays, and he had a touchdown that Hurts didn't see him on. Or actually, I'm sorry, saw him and decided not to let the ball go. So I don't know. I think Quez Watkins could maybe be a 2.
I believe he's a 3 and maybe even a lower end 3. Obviously, we both agree Reagor does not belong on an NFL roster.
No, I'm not even gonna waste my I feel like right now it'd be bullying to kill this kid. Like we saw it, we know it, but this is an Eagles problem. Why are you guys putting him in positions that he doesn't belong in and it shouldn't be there? Like you guys are doing this.
Well, I mean, you can read between the lines exactly what the Eagles think about him. Go look back last week to that game against Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody played, but guess who played the whole game?
Right.
Jalen Reagor. You think he had a good game? No, he was terrible.
Right.
He does nothing well. He can't field a punt.
Nope.
He can't catch the ball. He runs terrible routes.
Yep.
He doesn't have the explosion that was promised to us when he was drafted. He excelled. I shouldn't even say excel. He had a decent year against subpar competition at TCU when they're playing people like Bishop Sycamore.
Right.
He does nothing well. He does absolutely nothing well. Like you said, I don't want to bully him too bad, but I have to call out the coach for the comments that he said after the game in regards to Jalen Reagor. He said that now, thank God Nick Sirianni doesn't have to deal with me in a press conference setting because I would ask him follow-up questions that he would have no answer for. He said yesterday, the wind really played a problem with Jalen and really messed with Jalen during the punt returns. My follow-up question would be, did you have to deal with wind all season long?
And the wind, my ass. He didn't get his body underneath the ball. That's the problem. I mean, he didn't get his body underneath the ball.
It would be one thing, like, for example, go back to the 2018 NFC, was it the NFC Championship? No, NFC divisional round against the Saints. Alshon drops that ball in the fourth quarter, and nobody really killed him because he doesn't have that reputation.
Right.
Reagor everything that you saw on display yesterday, you have seen for the past 2 seasons.
Right.
This wasn't an outlier.
Right.
This was a trend. This is what he is.
Right.
Wide receiver, Arcega-Whiteside, hurt. How did he get hurt? He's out of the game. Ward, back spasms, out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Reagor, Watkins. Those are your 4 receivers other than Devontae Smith. And they're not good enough. They're just flat out not good enough. And I wanted to do a little drill because who was another quarterback in Eagles history that apparently didn't have any wide receivers?
5.
Would you rather have Arcega-Whiteside or Todd Pinkston?
Pinkston. Give me Gumby all day.
Would you rather have Jalen Reagor or Reggie Brown?
Oof. I mean, Reggie Brown definitely made more plays. Reggie Brown.
Would you rather have Greg Ward or James Thrash?
Definitely James Thrash.
So can we get rid of the notion that McNabb had the worst weapons in history? Because it's this wide receiver core right now. And it is compounded by having a quarterback who can't throw. They spied him. He did not have a good game running. He was completely ineffective until the fourth quarter when they called off the dogs and said, okay, you're not going to beat us. Go ahead. Right. 31 unanswered for the first 3 quarters.
Right.
Completely it looked like it was a high school game versus a professional game. And this wasn't on the coaches.
No.
Now, the defense can't this bend but don't break, 10 yards off. You need defensive playmakers. We know this. We know the defense doesn't have the personnel. We already knew that going into this game.
Mm-hmm.
What we thought was we may have had the quarterback, and I don't think we do.
We don't. We don't.
So
we don't have the quarterback.
Everybody out there that killed me for saying, oh, I don't want Jalen Hurts, for everybody that said, oh, you don't like him, blah, blah, my DMs are open. I'm accepting rolling apologies for the remainder of the playoffs. And I won't even address the apologies individually on air. If you just want to drop an anonymous note in my messages, go for it.
I feel like we've been pretty fair to Jalen Hurts the entire season. If you go back and listen to this entire football season, not at one point did either one of us come on here and absolutely obliterate him and murder him throughout the entire season.
No.
We have been very fair in our criticism of him. The things that we say we thought he needed to work on. We both said how we were rooting for him. We both listed all his intangibles. We've said that ad nauseum on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten to the point now where it is malpractice for us to sit here and pretend like this guy is the answer for the next 10 years.
You want to know what the biggest lie in Philadelphia sports is? No one likes us and we don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, we care because a lot of people are killing the quarterback nationally right now, and there's a lot of defenders.
Yeah.
A lot of defenders.
And like I don't get where the people that after yesterday and the totality of this season can say this is the guy you want for the next 10 years. The reason why we held on
out there.
Right. The reason why we held on Carson Wentz so dearly, I understand that. Carson Wentz is 6'5", 240 pounds, incredible mobility, the arm of a Goliath. And you saw that, like, everything about him, you look at him and you say, oh, that's the next Big Ben. What's interesting with him, it's like Josh Allen has become the guy we thought Carson Wentz was going to be here for the next 10 years. That's pretty much who Josh Allen is. You watch him play. That's who we thought we had. We don't. That's why we held on to him so dearly, is because we saw all of those things.
Would you switch them? Would you take 11 back right now? Knowing what you know, everything that you saw this season,
no.
Would you take 11 back and get rid of Hurts?
No. Because at the end of the day,
I would.
At the end of the day,
me and Giovanni are the only two that's doing it.
Well, it's a heartbreaker for a different reason. And like he doesn't have the intangibles.
He has the tangibles.
He doesn't have any intangibles. And you can't like, you know, the way.
Why can't you just be the same person? Can't you just take one of them and just give Wentz hurts his brain?
Right.
Why?
Like I said, when it comes to Hurts, we got to stop lying on ourselves because he's nice and he wrote a letter to the Washington football team about their bleachers. That stuff doesn't matter for the next 15 years on the field. It just doesn't. And if we all are honest and we all look at this, you cannot tell me watching that football game yesterday that you feel that he is good enough to be a franchise quarterback in the National Football League and get you a Super Bowl.
No.
Like I said, when it comes to playing a style of offense like the Eagles were playing, it doesn't matter how much you run the ball. At some point, it's going to come down to you making throws. It's going to come down to you making throws. Can you make the throws or can you not make the throws? It's really that simple. And yesterday, he showed you on a national stage in front of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman basically laughing at this team and saying how much he didn't want to be there.
Troy Aikman told no lies yesterday during the
No lies detected. He did the same thing with McNabb when Nabb was younger about his accuracy. He was one of the first to point that out, and he was trying in the beginning to be nice, but then as the game went on, he was just like he basically said. I'm gonna paraphrase here. Basically said, "Listen, these are easy throws. These are throws you should be able to make." It's basically what he said. And he was right. Because he was not just missing throws; he was missing easy throws.
He skipped a 10-yard pass, and then he overthrew Quez Watkins by 8 yards.
Yes. So I want to really get in here. Like I said, I charted every play.
You got the numbers. Let's get into this.
Charted every play. So I want to really get in here. First of all, right away, before the game is even kicked off, the Eagles
women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Let's get to it.
Right. The Eagles make a major mistake, in my opinion, right off the bat, before they even kick the ball off. Why in the world, when you're the underdog, you're going against Goat and Friends, why in the world do you think it's a good idea to defer and not take the ball immediately when you're a ball control, run control offense? Why would you do that? Why would you give them the ball and say, here you go, you guys take it? Right away, because here's what happened. They go down, they score a touchdown, and right away they're putting the clamps to you because you now are under the pressure of having to match that. Now, would the Eagles have went down and scored a touchdown? Probably not. No. But theoretically, you want to set the pace because your pace is very different than their pace. You don't have a high-powered offense that you know are going to put up 30 to 35 points. You have a ball control offense, a run-dictated offense that you want to keep the ball away from them as much as possible. So you give them the ball started off. I don't agree with that at all. I think they should have took the ball and got the offense on the field immediately.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm a real big fan of getting ball at halftime.
I love that too.
Trying to do the double, score before the end of the first, get the ball. Brady made a habit of doing that for 20 years in New England.
I love that too.
I'm a big fan of it, but I'm not going to kill them for that. But it's definitely, in hindsight, it looks bad because of they went down, scored 7-0. You turn around, give them the ball back, 14-0. So it looks bad.
Yes.
In hindsight. But had they gone out and forced a 3-and-out out of Tampa Bay, we wouldn't be sitting here killing them.
Right. But I didn't like it. I'll be honest, I didn't like it from the beginning for this game. I agree with everything you said because I'm a huge fan of that. I like to turn around. Whenever I play Madden, I defer. I like getting the ball. I like getting the ball after halftime. I love that. However, in this situation, I didn't like it. But let's get to the first series, okay? So first play.
You're going over this. I'm going to chart the numbers myself. Go ahead.
Okay, first play with a toss to Miles Sanders, right off the bat to the right side.
7 yards?
7 yards out of it. 7 yards out of it. Great opening play. You're ahead of the sticks immediately. 2nd and 3, okay? Already I have a problem here with second call. You have Jalen Hurts drop back. He throws a pass in the flat to Boston Scott to get a yard out of it. Why would you not line back up and give it right back to Miles Sanders. Toss it on the left side. Run up the middle. Keep that momentum going. He gets you 7 yards out the gate, and he doesn't see the ball for the rest of the series. Why? What do we like? And that's coaching. That's a coaching call. Why? I don't understand why. Actually, as I'm looking here, Miles Sanders doesn't see the ball again to the second series, third play. So that right there, I don't know. So then they go 3rd and 2. Okay, 3rd and 2. Jalen Hurts, it's a keeper. Has the ball in the belly way too long.
Was that a -3 yards? I think.
Yes, that was a keeper. It went absolutely nowhere. Held the ball in the belly way too long. I thought the play design. I wasn't a fan of the play design. It's again 3rd and 2. Just run the ball. That's what you do, right? Just line up, run the ball. And really, if you did that 2nd and 3, you probably get the first down right there, and then you reset. So now it's 3 and out. We're off the field. You're already down 7-0. Bucks come out and score again. It's 14-0. Get the ball back. Hurts in the pistol. Keeper. 9 yards. Very good. Again, you're at 2nd and 1 now. Okay, you're at 2nd and 1. All you need to do at this point, is just line up, give the ball to the back, pick up the first down. Let's keep the chains moving. Is that what the Eagles do? No, they don't do that. I don't even know what play design this was. I actually called it a rollout to nothing because I was confused about where he was even going. Basically, Jalen Hurts takes the ball, does a pirouette to the left side of the field.
He does a what?
A pirouette where he you know what Patrick Mahomes does, where he's back there and he just spins out. That's what it's called. It's called a pirouette.
Okay.
So he takes the ball and runs and spins to the left side. The entire team's following over there, but the play design was so poor, they literally went nowhere because you had too much traction to that side. So you basically, all you need to do if you're a defender is just follow the momentum and just chase them out of bounds. Why are you calling that 2nd and 1? I mean, if you could, at the end of the day, the way the Bucks were playing you, they were putting 8, 9 guys in the box and asking Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Okay, 2nd and 1, you got 8, 9 in the box. What do you think we should do? Let's do a play action here. Let's go down the field. Let's see what Devontae's doing out there.
He's running great patterns and not getting the ball thrown to him.
Right. So there was an offsides calls in that, so you get bailed out because the Bucks were offsides. Okay, so it's 1st and 10 now, right? Hurts in the shotgun. Hands Sanders. Sanders again gets you 5 yards. He gets you 5 yards. So let's go over this. So Sanders toss. He got you 7 the first drive. Mm-hmm. Give it to him again and get you 5 yards. Okay. Do we go back to him next play? Do we run the ball to him? No, we don't.
Yep, I was going to say, without having the chart, I'm going to go with a no.
We don't.
Okay.
Now Hurts does go to Sanders in the flat, which loses 6 yards. I'm sorry, which loses 6 yards. So you get the ball to Sanders, but that's not the ideal at that point. Just hand the ball. Just put his hand on the ball. Let's go. He's still at this point after gaining 7 yards on the first play, 5 yards on that play. You still haven't had momentum with him yet. All right, so then Hurts throws the ball across his body to Reagor, incomplete, series over. Okay? So, 3rd series. Sanders carries the ball to the left, gets 2. Hurts then drops back. You see him go to the direction, throw the ball in the double coverage to Goddard, incomplete. Then Hurts gets sacked. You're off the field again. So you've had 3 possessions now, and you're not even over the 50-yard line yet. Okay? Here's the longest drive they've had. Okay, and this is tough. The longest drive they had so far. The next 2 drives are pretty long, but you get no points out of it. You have a 3, 6, 8 play drive, no points, and then you have a 3, 6, 9, 11 play drive, no points. The 11 play drive, no points, was the interception by Edwards. That should have been a touchdown. Yes. So you go 11 plays, no points. 9 plays, no points.
And you saw the look on Devontae Smith after that.
Look up this guy. And I want to bring this back in the conversation. Because this is very important.
Okay.
I brought this about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith, if this continues,
Yep.
will not be a happy camper. And you're starting to see those signs. I don't care that, like, listen, if Moneybag Joe was out here throwing shoe bombs and worm killers to Jamar Chase, yeah, we're cool, I like you, but you're effing up my money. And that's what Devontae Smith's going to start to feel about Jalen Hurts. And I'm sure he already does kind of feel that. Because, again, that was a touchdown. He also missed him where Devontae Smith literally runs across his face.
Yeah, a 15-yard crossing route.
Runs across his face in the clear.
Doesn't throw him the ball.
All right, so that first drive I was talking about, you had a Hurts keeper.
And he's throwing into traffic all the time.
Yeah.
He can't see the whole field.
And
we were texting yesterday during the game, and you said he has tunnel vision.
Yes.
The best way to describe it.
Yes.
He has tunnel vision, and he can't throw.
So that drive, the second to last drive of the half, Hurts keeper for 10. Look at all these, and this tells you the confidence that they have in him throwing the ball. What are we throwing? We're throwing a wide receiver, and this is the other thing Aikman said was his point on. Why are you throwing wide receiver screens with guys playing press coverage? I'm sorry. Why are you doing that? Everyone's up in the line anyway. Why are you throwing wide receiver screens?
I believe he had a quote where he said, if you run a 15-yard curl route with your number one receiver against this kind of coverage, you will have a completion every single time.
Right.
But no, like you said, let's throw a 5-yard pass behind the line of scrimmage to Quez Watkins so he gets 5 yards and gets tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Right. So you have Hurts keeper for 10, wide receiver screen to Watkins for nothing, screen to Gainwell for 3. Then you get the biggest play of the half so far, Goddard's reception, 16 yards. Hurts keeper 6, incomplete to Goddard. Hurts overthrows Goddard, and then 4th down, incomplete to Goddard. That's the one where he dropped the ball, which was a big play. You got to catch that. That goes without saying. You got to bring that in. And then you have the drive that should have led to 7 points that ends in that interception. So, that was the first half. And, not good at all. And a lot of it's on the quarterback. I would have liked to see them stick with Miles Sanders a little bit more because I think Miles Sanders was cooking and Miles Sanders deserved more carries. And they did. They also, I feel like, when they did sometimes give him the ball, they didn't give him the ball in things that made sense for him. Like, we didn't see, I'm looking right here. So you have that toss to him in the first drive. Mm-hmm. They don't run that play again. The entire half. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like you run things that work. And if something works, you keep running it until they stop it. And, I was surprised that they didn't come back to that. So the second half starts, you get the ball to start the second half, which is you're down 17-0. Big drive, right? Big drive. Sanders carries the right side for 2. Hurts carries, gets a big play, called back for holding. Hurts screen a game over 10. Hurts buys a lot of time, gets Goddard for 28, which was nice. Nice play by him, one of the few of the game. Throws incomplete to Watkins, incomplete to Goddard, high, and then throws an erratic throw to Devontae Smith to end the drive. So you're talking 3 poor throws in a row right there. And, the defense stops them again, as they were doing. Then you have Sanders carries to the left side. Finally, picks up 15 yards. 15 yards on a carry to the left side. Then, what do you follow that play up with? What do you follow up with, Justin?
A pass.
A wide receiver screen to Jalen Reagor. Why? I actually sent this to Devin yesterday, and she responded back. She's like, "Yo, your screen to Reagor -2 parentheses Y has me dead." I didn't know what to say. Sanders runs to the left side for 15 yards, and you followed up by throwing a wide receiver screen to Reagor. Why? Why are you doing? Why? Why is that the thing? And so you lose yards on that. Quick throw to Miles Sanders gets you 5. Then he throws behind Quez Watkins, who's open there. Then and then he throws one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my life that Shaq Barrett intercepts.
Oh yeah,
and that's when the game gets put away because then you have Brady go down and listen. You're giving me a short field. All right, I can do that.
See, here's the thing: is that when Shaq, like about halfway through the third quarter, I had given up, and I had mentally checked out by that point in time.
Yeah, the throw was so bad. It was such a poor throw. But he tried to lollipop it over Shaq Barrett's head. See, the thing
when Buck made the play on the call, or made the call on the play, he sounded completely unsurprised. He was like, "Oh, and Shaq Barrett interception."
Right. It was a really poor throw.
36-yard line.
See, Jalen Hurts plays football, and this is another reason why he can't be a franchise quarterback in the NFL because he plays quarterback position like he's still in college. He's late down the middle. He's late down the sidelines. He wants to make sure a guy is exactly open before he throws the ball. Like in the NFL,
you got to anticipate. You got to throw them open. You got to anticipate when the windows will open and when they will close. And sometimes you need to create those windows yourself.
Correct. NFL football is an anticipation.
There was 2 back-to-back catches that Mike Evans had with Darius Slay covering him. I believe it was in the second quarter. Both of them on the right side. Slay is on him like a blanket. Like you can't ask for better coverage.
Right.
But Brady created the window for him.
Correct.
I mean, it also helps when you have like a 6'8" receiver, however big he is. But still, like Hurts doesn't. If he can't see that it's already open,
right,
he can't anticipate that it's open. But here's the thing: is if it's only open a little bit, he doesn't have the arm strength to drive the ball in there.
Right.
I'm getting so frustrated recapping.
The screen and Reagor, I don't have as much a problem with if you're going to throw this because they do it later on. The drive where they finally score a touchdown on. The first play was a wide receiver screen to Devontae Smith and get you 31 yards. If you're going to do that play, get it in the hands of your best playmaker.
Yeah.
Like if I'm running that play, I'm running it to my best playmaker. I'm not running it to a guy that can't make a play and hasn't made a play in 2 years. I'm running it to the guy that is my best player. I'm getting him a touch. Let me see what you can do with the ball. It's not so much the call, it's who the call went to that bothered me on that. Now, they had 3 more drives to end the game. I'll go over 2 of them. Touchdown drive, that's when I think it was really garbage time. Hurts keeper -3, incomplete intended for Smith. Screen to Howard for Jordan Howard 5 off the field. Sanders carries the left side, loses 3 yards. Hurts overthrows Watkins, and then incomplete off the field. So you went 3 and out a lot here. They had 2, 3, 4 3 and out drives out of their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drives. So 33% of the time you're 3 and out. And you didn't score until the fourth quarter, as you said, when they didn't care anymore.
No, they stopped.
Most of these drives, you see the pitfalls. Now, I look at all. It was a lot of screens, a lot of throws to Dallas Goedert, very safe stuff, and for me, it's just like the lack of trust.
Yeah, why?
The lack of trust in the quarterback is the reason why I feel like these are the routes. Like you got Aaron Rodgers back there. You got Russell Wilson back there. You got, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, the guys you need, Patrick Mahomes, all of these guys we've named and talk about. You're exploiting, you guys are putting 8, 9 in the box? Oh, okay. That's an insult. They're insulting you by doing that. They're saying, we don't believe you. We don't believe you at all. It's hack-a-ben. That's what it is. They put you on the free throw line. We don't believe you. We don't believe you can make these shots. We don't believe you can make these throws. It's the same thing. And he can't make the throws. He is what Jalen Hurts is Ben Simmons that's not a jack-off. That's who he is. That's basically who he is. He's a nice guy version of Ben Simmons. It's basically what you got here.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Simmons sucks. We all know that. But
yeah, as a human too.
Well, that's what I was implying.
Yeah, as a human. Yeah. So that's basically what you got here. And I don't I'm exhausted in the sense that I look at the timeline and everyone's just still, oh, let's bring him back. Like he deserves one more year. After what you saw yesterday, how can you look me in my face and tell me he deserves anything less than you can compete for the backup quarterback spot? We need to go out and explore other options.
I mean, I've said this all season long. You're kind of pigeonholed into having him next year, unless you pay a king's ransom.
Yes,
you're not going to draft a guy,
right?
And don't get somebody off the scrap heap.
But here's the problem. If you bring him back next year, you're looking at a year very similar to this year. You're going to make the playoffs probably.
That's what you did. Like
it's a mediocre league. You're going to make the playoffs. So you're not going to be able to draft a guy and get you're not getting Bryce Young out of Alabama. You're not going to be there for him.
Well, I guess it just comes down to how he better figure this out then.
This needs to be, if you're going to make a move on him, it has to be with these picks to get someone in free agency. Because even if you bring him back this year, this is the type of year you're probably going to have. It's going to be this type of year.
I agree.
This type of year gets you what, pick 19?
Yep. Something.
Pick 19. You're probably not getting. Now listen, you have the Dak Prescotts of the world. You have the Russell Wilsons of the world where you get lucky. You have the Tom Brady's of the world with a once in a lifetime unicorn pick. But let's be honest, for the most part, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Eagles, they have, let's see, they got picks 15, 16, and 19.
When did the Patriots? Patriots got Mac Jones at 15?
15, yeah.
But see, for me, I don't know. Like, listen, the jury's still out on Mac Jones. We don't know. But that's not good enough for me right now. I'm looking for a Trevor Lawrence type. I have silver spoon taste, okay? There's a blue blood franchise. I have silver spoon taste. I want a 9-course meal. I want the nice wine selection. I want to be dressed up. I want that vibe. I want that quarterback. I don't want a diamond in the rough. I don't want a dude you have to mold. I want the fresh prospect. You're starting to sound like me, and you're starting to scare me. That's what I want. What did I say a couple months ago? We'll hit a break after I say this, but what did I say a couple months ago? I said that I learned a lot about myself by watching Jalen Hurts. I didn't know I was a guy that needed the big arm quarterback.
Oh, I did.
I didn't know that about myself because it's not something we've ever had to really think about. We've always had the big arm quarterback. Go through the history of this franchise. Randall Cunningham, McNabb, Vic. Foles has a nice arm. Wentz. Those have pretty much been the guys. You know, you've had the sprinkles of the other guys, but they kind of fizzled out. I'm not going through every quarterback we've had, but the mainstay guys that we've had in this franchise, they've always had the big arm. They've always had, like, Foles out of that group is the only one that's not really athletic. We've always had the big arm athletic people. I like that. I got used to it. I got accustomed to it. That's not who Jalen Hurts is. He has a noodle arm. I don't want a noodle arm. I don't want a candy arm. He's got a Starburst arm. I don't want that. Starburst is great candy.
Starburst.
Don't want it on my quarterback.
No. I want a bazooka.
I was watching lustfully. Now, I know Joe Burrow didn't have a great game. He played pretty good. But the throws he's able to make, the things he's able to do, Josh Allen, the things he's able to do.
I said it at the top of the show. Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow.
Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo's out here cooking with gas. I mean, and you think, you know what's funny about watching that game is that offense is the Eagles offense, except a guy that can actually make throws. That's the difference there. That's why they were successful because they basically run the same type of offense. They run the ball. You got Deebo Samuel, who's their big playmaker, and they run. They want to be physical. But then what happens? They have a guy that can actually make throws. We're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. On the other side, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Eagles, and then we'll go around the league, the rest of the playoff games, and we're going to end with the Philadelphia 76ers because, God damn it, we need to be positive a little bit today.
Back.
Brad in the morning, Marques Brown, Justin Emery, we'll be right back.
Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco is just around the corner in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering delicious fish tacos, a California burrito stuffed with guac, steak, fries, and chipotle mayo, plus sweet, crispy churros. District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location and come back for more. Get 10% off your first in-app order with promo code BREMI10. Always fresh, always Mexican, District Taco.
Relationships can be tough, and finding that special someone can be even tougher. So when it's time to make a decision on what to do with the ring, you don't want to have that be tough too, right? Hi, I'm Marques Brown. I want to talk to you guys, my friends at Vans Jewelers, located at 13 South York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Back in 2017, when I decided to get engaged, there was only one choice for me. Going into Vans Jewelers, I was quite nervous, but they put me at ease right away with their friendly staff and their easy selection. They have selections for any budget. Rings, watches, chains, earrings, you name it, they got it. They also offer free ultrasonic cleaning and stone checks on any ring. Vans Jewelers also provides cleanings while you wait every Tuesday through Friday. What else do you want? You can't beat it. Go see my friends at Vans Jewelers, located again at the heart of Hatboro, 13 South York Road.
Justin here. Let me tell you about my friends over at Beef Jerky Outlet. A family-owned business, Sharon and Michael have the best jerky around. They have a huge selection to choose from, but always make sure to try my personal favorite, the Honey Barbecue Turkey Jerky. Don't think they only have jerky for sale. They also have the best supply of sauces, marinades, and rubs for all of your new recipes. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway, right by Oxford Valley Mall. Head on over there, go in and say, "Yo, Justin sent me."
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy has a plethora of pizzas for your munching pleasure, especially pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, and taco. Taco actually being my personal favorite. And also plenty more. If it's sandwiches you desire, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options. Also, they're available on Grubhub. Amy's located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. You can call them today at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.
Every Friday, we're bringing you bits, but it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years.
Hits. Always winterize your pipes. I think that is such a funny...
And everything in between. Nah,
Oh,
see, it's
God.
the opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby.
We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.
Welcome back, Brown in the Morning. Marques Brown, Justin Emery. Before you get into the facts of the day,
Sure.
I got to read this tweet because this speaks to all the things that we're saying out here about Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Some of you Hurts apologists are in a cult. Seek help.
Who said that?
Dahlia.
Who?
Dahlia?
I have no idea who that is, but I like the quote nonetheless.
Yes. She's someone I follow on Twitter, but spot on. Let's just stop, guys. Come on. We don't like if you're gonna have a conversation about anything, you need to be open-minded to the possibility that your opinion may not be on the right side of history. And
Yeah.
you got to be open to that. And like again, you can't go out there after yesterday watching what we all watched and try to sit here and tell me you want to see that for the next 15 years. I know I don't.
No, not at all. I don't want to see that for the next 15 years. I don't want to see that for the next 15 games.
Correct.
So I definitely don't want to see it for the next 15 years. But we got some facts for today. Okay, let's dive in. December. January 17th, 95. Rams announced they're moving to St. Louis.
Greatest show on turf, Rams.
Mm-hmm. We got 1916, the PGA is formed.
Okay.
1966, NBC greenlights the Monkees, one of your pregame favorites.
Yes.
And 1953. You a car guy? I think we've had this conversation before.
Not really.
No.
I like a nice car, but like I'm not a gearhead, as they call it.
Right. 1953, the Corvette is unveiled.
Never really been a Corvette guy.
Nah, I mean, what's it always? Mustang versus Corvette? Is that the comparison? Yeah, I'm a Mustang guy myself, personally.
Especially the old school, like 65 Mustang, that car. And then the 80s Mustang was super cool.
Yeah, my favorite Mustang is actually the 04.
Okay.
Yeah, the 04 Mustang. That's my obviously, there's going to be people that are in their 50s, 60s tell me I'm crazy. Oh no, give me the 04 Mustang.
Okay. Fair enough.
And that pretty much sums it up. Like, as usual, there's a whole bunch of other things on there that relate to politics and whatnot, and we don't feel like discussing on this show.
No, we don't. So to wrap up the Eagles. Like Wednesday will be more of a off-season moves type of show and what they need to do going forward and that type of stuff. But yesterday was, it's something that in hindsight we should have saw coming, and I think we all lied to ourselves about the ability of this team to be successful in the playoffs, the ability of this team to be successful. And what I mean by successful, I just mean being competitive in the playoffs. Like I said, I don't think any of us thought they were going to go to Tampa Bay and win that game. I think we all thought they could compete with that team, though, however, and they didn't. They could have, but they didn't. And a lot of that has to do with your franchise, not you, but when I say the people out there, your franchise quarterback. It's not mine. It's not mine at all. And I don't know about you, but I'm out.
Oh, I'm definitely out. Out.
I'm out.
I'm outie.
I need to see no more check, please. I'm out. And Nick Sirianni said some nice things about him, but he didn't give him like the ring, like he's back next year as our guy. He said he had a nice year, which he did. He had a nice year. It wasn't a bad year, but it's just not the thing is projecting is not good enough to be a franchise quarterback. It just isn't. That's the difference here, people. It's not the fact that he had a bad year. He didn't have a bad year. He played pretty well for most of the year, but he just does not have everything that's needed to be the guy for 15 years. He just doesn't. And I look at him, and I don't see there's anything possible that he can do to make it better. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see at all a shot he has to go out there and be better at the things he needs to be better at. Because
I agree.
You look at McNabb, you look at Wentz's rookie year in 16, you saw the glimpses. You saw there was something there. You didn't know, you saw there was something there. And they weren't very successful. They started out 3-0, the 16 team, but they ended up kind of falling apart. And Wentz made some rookie mistakes, but you saw something there. You saw he could make some throws. McNabb's rookie year didn't have a great year, but you saw some things. You saw things there that said, okay, yeah, I'm okay with this. Hurts had a better rookie year than all of them. Really. He had a better not rookie. His first starting year, complete year, had a better year than all of them. He got his team to the playoffs. But what did you see?
Nothing.
What did they have to do? Because the 2-5 team, that first 7 games, look at what Nick Sirianni actually wants to do. Look at the way he wants to play offense. Look at the things that he deems necessary to be a prolific offensive football team. Jalen Hurts couldn't carry out any of those things. Then you go past that, and what do? They do a complete 180, overhaul everything, base this entire attack around running the football, and then all of a sudden you see the improvements because you're taking off a lot of pressure. Now, was Nick Sirianni, did he put a little too much on Jalen Hurts the first 7 games? Yeah, you could say that. You could say putting him in position to throw the ball as many times as he did. Yeah, no question about that. However, that's how Nick Sirianni wants to play football. That's his brand of football. And it's not different than a lot of people out there. A lot of coaches out there want to play football. There's very few San Francisco 49ers, Tennessee Titans, Baltimore Ravens. Most teams want to throw the ball and throw the ball a lot. It's not unique. Most teams are like that. You don't have the quarterback for that. And if you keep this guy, you're never going to have the quarterback for that. And I'm sure behind closed doors, as Nick Sirianni meets with Howard Roseman and meets with Jeffrey Lurie, I'm sure these conversations are being said. And we talk about Jeffrey Lurie and his sticking his nose in and how he wants to evaluate and be a part of the process. I know this is a guy that Jeffrey Lurie doesn't want as quarterback either, because Jeffrey Lurie, as we know, he likes to throw the ball. He likes all that stuff. He likes the bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he's putting his input in. So all of these things, I think Jalen Hurts got people out there. You need to prepare yourself for the fact that this man will not be your starting quarterback next year unless the Eagles can't make a deal. I think a deal gets done. Somebody's coming here. Don't think it's Aaron Rodgers, because if you're Aaron Rodgers, I don't think you look at this team as a team ready to go to the Super Bowl next year. So why would you do that? You want to go to a team ready to go right now. Like, for instance, I can see Aaron Rodgers maybe potentially going to Pittsburgh or going to Denver. One of those spots. I don't see for a second him considering this. Deshaun Watson, he said he doesn't want to come here. It's a mess what's going on. Like, we have no idea what's going on with him. I think the guy is Russell Wilson. I think that's the guy. And Russell Wilson, based on the way he takes care of his body, I can see Russell Wilson giving you like 6 years at the minimum. He might go 40, but at least six quality years. I will take 6 really good years of Russell Wilson over 15 years of Jalen Hurts.
Oh, absolutely.
Russell Wilson, I think you get some NFC Championship appearances, and you get a Super Bowl in 6 years. I think with Wilson, you get that.
Fingers crossed. I hope you're right.
And listen, let's also remember, talk about wide receivers. You know, it's free agents this year. Devontae Adams is a free agent this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eagles have the money to sign him.
Yeah, but if Rodgers stays in Green Bay, Adams will stay in Green Bay.
Correct. And that's kind of the chip to fall to see how that works. But, you know, Adams is a free agent this year. You know, you have options to get guys in here. And hey, maybe if Adams signs here, maybe it does intrigue Aaron Rodgers. But I don't know. The thing is, it's a lot to give up. It's a lot to give up for a 38-year-old quarterback.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're really it would be like, well, it would really kind of be like Denver and Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Where say it again?
He wasn't that old when he went there, though.
Right, but he was on borrowed time with a neck. And he only gave them 2 to 3 quality years. Like when they won that Super Bowl in over the Panthers, that was a defensive Super Bowl. Manning was basically done at that point. He was losing feeling in his fingers. He was done. His best years was the year they didn't win a Super Bowl. The year that
he played there 4 seasons.
The year that Baltimore upset them, he was lights out in 13. And then I think 14 he also played really well. And 15 it was off the rails. So this would kind of be like that. Which, I mean, I feel like I'm okay with that too. If you tell me Aaron Rodgers will play 4 seasons at close to this level, what's the downside?
There is none.
What's the downside?
There is none.
You get 4 years of watching Aaron Rodgers make us really happy. I'm okay with that. Because out of that 4 years, again, you get some NFC Championship appearances. You probably get a Super Bowl out of that, especially if you get Adams and Rodgers.
What is the goal for every team?
Super Bowl championship.
You know who can do that for you? Number 12.
Yes.
Number 12. He's the top of my wish list. Make no mistake about it. But I don't foresee you getting him.
Swap him one green for another green.
Ooh.
I don't see it happening either.
No.
I just don't think that he would come here because of this is not a team that I feel is, and listen, a lot can change from now until, August. But right now, as I look at this team, they're not presently constructed to go to a Super Bowl next year. And with a guy like Rodgers, he doesn't have time to waste. Now there'll be I think next year you put Rodgers in here. I mean, I don't know. If you bring Rodgers and Adams in here, they're a Super Bowl contender.
Absolutely.
Because then you gotta think you're gonna do some things to shore up the defense also. But you automatically are a contender. You add Adams with Smith, and then Watkins is your 3.
What's the best defense?
A great offense.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna change. So
let's go around the league because I'm tired of talking about this shitty.
Yeah, so to put a bow on this real quick, Rodgers, Wilson, that's the things that needs to happen here. Anyway, so there was other football games played this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Exotic opened up. I'm so happy for the Bengals. 30+ years of no playoff wins.
Yo, I
broke that streak.
I saw a great meme yesterday. No one, and actually our friend of the show, Dan Lust, tweeted it out.
Mm-hmm.
No one has ever sent a text message in regards to a Bengals winning a playoff game.
Yeah.
Last Bengals playoff game was 91.
Yep.
First text message was sent in 92.
Yep.
So Bengals fans, let those texts fly.
Let them ring off. The Bengals account literally said send that text.
Yep.
Which is cool. And it'll be interesting to see who they match up with next weekend.
They have the Chiefs. Oh no, I'm sorry. They have Tennessee.
Ooh.
It's Bengals at Titans, and it's Bills at Chiefs.
That could be double upset alert. Chiefs gonna be a favorite.
Actually, what am I doing? Why did I not look at the lines yet?
That could be double upset
Marcus,
alert.
this is malpractice on my part. I'm sorry I didn't have the lines ready for this. This is my own. I should have.
That could be double upset alert.
Oh man! All right, let's see. We got opening line odds. We have Bengals are only a +3.
I think I'm going Bengals money line on that.
And
I'm riding Joe Exotic.
Bills are only a +2.5.
I think that's a double. I think that's double money line. I like that a lot.
Double money line is +436.
I like it. I think that's the play. I think that's the move. But yeah. So
and then you have Packers are 4.5 favorite over the Niners, which I feel like that's low.
Yeah, I would take the Packers to cover that. I think this is where it ends for the Niners.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Rodgers getting back to the NFC Championship game.
And then the winner of this goes and plays. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Depends who wins. If LA wins, Tampa Bay goes. No, I'm sorry. It's home either way. Never mind. Game's in. No, yeah. If Tampa Bay or if the Rams win, Tampa Bay goes to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
If Arizona wins, Arizona goes to Tampa Bay.
Okay. Which I like actually. I mean, I think you're setting up the Tampa Bay Green Bay rematch. I like Tampa Bay going. I like Tampa Bay going to LA. The way how inconsistently they've been playing, even though Tampa Bay is missing a lot of people, I just think Tampa Bay, when you have Brady and that consistency, I just don't trust Matthew Stafford right now. I mean, we'll see how he looks tonight. A lot will determine how they look tonight and see how he plays tonight. But I just don't trust them. Like on paper, LA should wipe the floor with Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It should be not a contest. But as we all know, these games are not played on paper.
No, not at all.
If Matthew Stafford decides to throw the ball the way he's been throwing it the past couple weeks, it's not going to go well for them.
Not at all. Not at all.
Brady doesn't even need a pick six. You just give him, again, you saw it yesterday. Give that man a short field. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. And that's so, we'll see. We'll see. That'd be a fun game. I'd like to see Arizona go down to Tampa Bay. That'd be a fun game to watch.
Tampa Bay, Green Bay?
Well, I'm saying I'd like to see Arizona go down to Tampa Bay. That'd be a fun game, too.
I think I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury anymore.
Yeah, and they don't have all the pieces, but it'll be fun seeing Murray Brady. It'll be something different.
Yeah.
But,
I think I might be out on Murray.
Out? Really? We're gonna need to evaluate this conversation.
Well,
out on him?
I think so. He doesn't have a big enough frame.
Downgrade that to down on him.
He's too tiny. I'm scared. And as one tiny person to another tiny person, I have a right to be scared.
He's so fast.
Oh, he is. But what happens when he loses that step? It's the same thing with Lamar Jackson. When Lamar Jackson loses that super speed and he's a step slower, it's the same thing that happened with Vic. When Vic wasn't able to run away from defenders, he was a jag. He was just a guy. It's the same thing. When Lamar Jackson can't run away from those defenders, he's a jag.
Yeah, because Lamar can't really throw that well.
But the thing is, but Murray he's too tiny to sit in the pocket, which is why he's always on the outside. And when he can't get to the outside,
He did okay.
he's going to be a jag.
Yeah, that's gonna be. But that's gonna be years and years and years. Like Murray, he's a puppy. He's like 24.
Yeah, but he's in his third. What if he's banged up all the time. This is the third straight year he's missed games for an injury.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying I want my quarterback for 10 to 12 years.
I understand why you're down.
He's not 10 to 12 years.
I get it.
It has nothing to do with his level of play. He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's not going to be durable enough.
I just listen from afar. I would probably have maybe the same reservations if he was our guy. From afar, I just really enjoy watching him play football. He's a fun guy.
Oh, he's definitely a fun guy to watch. He's a good player to watch, but I'm out. He's a jag.
What are you thinking? So what do you think tonight?
Well, I have tickets sitting on the Rams to
tickets to the game. I was like, you hop on the jet?
No.
Get out the SoFi?
No, I have bet tickets sitting for the Rams to come out of the NFC. So you know where my rooting interest is.
Yeah.
But if I have to use my brain and actually use the eyes test, I think we might be looking at an OT game, Marcus.
OT playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we might be looking at an OT game, a rubber match.
Yeah.
First time Arizona embarrassed the Rams.
Yeah.
Second time Rams came back and got their revenge.
Yes.
Games in SoFi. The Rams have the chance for a home Super Bowl. They win. They get another home game next year before having to go to Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I have to worry about
it's probably the best matchup of the weekend.
Yeah, I just have to worry about is Matt Stafford going to throw up on himself.
Yeah, it's probably the best matchup of the weekend.
Easy.
Because you had obviously the match before Raiders Bengals. I think the Raiders hung in there, but we all knew he was going to win that game.
Yeah.
Bills just absolutely just obliterated the Patriots. I didn't see that coming, but I was pretty confident the Bills would win that game.
Mm-hmm.
We all thought Tampa Bay was going to beat the Eagles, not the way they did, but we thought they were going to win. We all had the Niners in the upset alert over the Cowboys, and we knew the Chiefs would handle the Steelers. So this game, to me, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me either way who wins this game.
Yes. No.
I can see this really going either way. And we were talking about this on Wednesday. I'm not going to be shocked either way whoever wins this game. So this is, NFL got it right putting this on Monday Night Football as their first Monday Night Football playoff game. This should be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah. Are you going to bet both sides?
Well, I already did it. I did. I had the both sides on. I had a parlay. I did two parlays, and I had the both sides on the Bills game, and that worked out my favor until I got to the Eagles, and they obviously didn't cover.
No,
so that killed everything.
Yeah.
But I would have lost anyway. I had the Steelers cover, and they got their doors blown off. So.
Oh yeah, in the first quarter, you thought, "Hey,
I felt we had a chance," but it always. I'm happy they didn't because it always hurts when you are out of your parlay and everything else works out except that one thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm good with them not covering after that because that was a weird game. It looked very Steelerish for the first half. Well, I'm sorry, the first quarter and a half, and then the Chiefs just exploded. And once they do that. The Steelers can't keep up, but it looked very much like it was going to be competitive. Especially you get that T.J. Watt batting on that ball. They get the interception after Hart was it who had to return? Was it Hartman?
Hardman, yeah.
Hardman had the return deep in Pittsburgh territory.
I would love him in an Eagles jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the explosion you need. That's what you need out there. You need fast, you need greasy speed. As Mickey said in Rocky. So you get in deep turnover, and then they get the turnover immediately. It's like, okay. Then the Chiefs do score. Pittsburgh comes back and matches. So you're at 7-7. It's like, okay. And then the Chiefs just spazzed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I still don't trust the Chiefs getting back to the Super Bowl this year. It's just something funky hanging around that team. I don't see it. And I like the Bills because the Bills are out here looking for revenge. They're Drake 2016. They're out here looking for revenge all summer 16.
The Bills look like they tried to exercise 20 years of playoff demons.
Yes.
Not even playoff demons. 20 years of demons.
Yeah. And they were really upset with the national perception of them after that ridiculous game that happened in Buffalo with them about a month ago.
Yeah.
Where Mac Jones threw the ball 3 times and everyone acted like the Patriots were the best team in the world after that result.
That kind of was, though. That was a wild game to watch.
It was very wild. And then you had the press conference where the guy asked the two Bills about are they embarrassed, and then they walked off. They've been holding on to this for a while, so they got the victory in New England, but this one was personal Saturday night, and they showed that. And I think they're just on a mission. I think they're a really good football team. I've been high on the Bills for a couple years now, and I thought they could get it done last year. They weren't quite ready yet. This is the year that they're going to beat the Chiefs on Sunday or Saturday, whatever day they play. They're beating the Chiefs.
I believe the games are all only on Sunday. Is there any Saturday? Oh no, you're right. There is a Saturday game.
They're
pull it up real quick. It is. Where's the NFL at here? It is Sunday at 6:30.
Ooh.
Saturday games are Bengals at 4:30, Packers at 8:15, and then it's going to be Sunday 6:30 Chiefs Bills. My assumption would be a 1:00 start for the Rams or Arizona and Tampa Bay on Sunday. That would be my assumption.
Yeah, that Buffalo defense, the way they can get after guys, Patrick Mahomes, his ability this year to make a lot of crucial mistakes, it's all going to come to fruition. This is not the Chiefs' year. Buffalo takes him out. And I think it sets up Tiger King Josh Allen AFC Championship game. Because I don't like the Titans either. I don't trust them to play. I don't trust them.
Can you imagine the Bengals in the NFC or AFC
AFC Championship game? I am here for it. Give me some fresh blood. Give me some fresh blood. I'm here for it.
The betting lines would be crazy.
The young guns going at it. Allen Burrow, here for it. Here for it.
Against the old school with Rodgers and Brady.
Super Bowl. Let's get Buffalo back to Super Bowl.
You have a Bengals in the.
Can you imagine? You imagine get like old school like Bengals Niners.
Can I say something jokingly but kind of not jokingly at the same time?
Sure.
Carson Palmer, who? I understand. Carson Palmer's a good player.
One, honestly, that's when I think of that 30 years of no playoffs, I immediately go back to 2007. Carson Palmer's playing out of his mind. They bring in Pittsburgh for the wild card game. First play, Palmer drops back, throws a bomb to TJ Houshmandzadeh, completes it. Crowd's going crazy. All of a sudden, you look back, Palmer's on the ground.
Torn ACL.
And the game completely, I think they bring in like John Kitna.
Didn't they bring in Palmer's brother, Jordan Palmer?
No. It was like
he might have been the third string guy.
I believe it was John Kitna that finished that game.
It could have been because both Palmers were on that same team together.
Yeah, I believe it was Kitna, and it just that was just like, oh my gosh, Bengals are Bengling again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy for them, but I think I could see them going in there and beating Tennessee. And like I said, I love Buffalo. I'm gonna wait to see if I actually go with the Bengals, but I love the Bills to do it. I think in the NFC, Packers, it doesn't matter who they play. They're both playing the Niners. I think they're going to beat the Niners. I think they're going to beat them pretty good.
I agree.
I don't think the Niners can keep up with them.
No, they definitely can't.
And the Niners are going to try to play physical and all things like that. But I just feel when it comes down to it, Aaron Rodgers got another week to rest that toe. He's on a mission also to get back to the NFC Championship game to right that wrong from last year. And I think they get it done. And then we'll see how it shakes out tonight. But tonight, I'm excited about tonight. That'll be a fun game. I'm excited for some MLK basketball.
Yeah, we got about 3 hours till tip off for the Sixers game.
Yep. They're looking to stay hot, which they have been, and we'll get to them Wednesday.
Going to win 10 out of 11. They're 9-1 in the last 10.
Yeah.
Little hiccup came to Charlotte.
Yep.
We're going for 10 out of 11. Like I said, 2 o'clock tip off.
Yep.
Got daytime basketball.
Let's go. Let's get it.
I believe they're down in the nation's capital playing the Wizards, if I recall correctly.
They are. And the Wizards are not playing well.
No.
So
Bradley Beal's out.
Yeah. Bradley Beal's out. Health safety protocols. Foul was out for Sixers with that scary shoulder issue. That was scary. That always freaks me out when guys come off the rim like that with that momentum. That's scary. So, fortunately, he should be out probably about a week. Shoulder sprain. He should be okay.
He'll be back. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But this was a good fitness session. I feel much better.
Needed that.
Bleed
button was in effect for this one.
And Wednesday will be more of we'll be looking forward and talking next year.
You gotta have a reaction episode.
What? Say again?
You gotta have a reaction episode.
You gotta. So we reacted. So now we need to be rational and start talking how we're gonna make this better.
I agree.
So we'll be doing that on Wednesday, and then Friday, Devin Caney enters the courtroom. So I have an idea actually.
She's better come prepared with her notes.
I have an idea.
All right.
For Friday.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Devin on this, but knowing Devin, I think she'll be in.
Are you going to?
I think
use it right now. Or are you going to talk about it off the air?
No, I'm gonna bring it up to you now.
Okay.
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 I think that we should do the Oreo mustard challenge.
No, I'm out.
Come on.
I'm out.
Come on. Just the water.
You gonna eat my tuna turkey cheese whiz?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
I'll try it. I'll do it.
Oh, I actually have one to add to the weird food mashups. One that was brought to my attention over the weekend.
What's that?
Cayenne pepper on pineapple.
I mean, low key, and I was talking to Amber about this last night. I think the Oreo mustard thing probably won't be that bad.
The
salty sweet is, it sounds horrible, but you can see it because the cayenne pineapple thing, again, the hot with the sweet, okay, I can kind of like see that working. I would never think to do it on my own, but I can see how it could work.
I might throw up on Friday, but that's cool.
Yeah, we'll get through it. We'll have the bottles of water handy. I'm gonna text her about it, but I have a feeling she's gonna be in.
All right, well,
Everything's a wild child.
Yeah.
Food. She's like, nothing's off the table.
No, yeah.
Oh,
my kind of person.
That same energy on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got nothing else. So I'm just gonna say at Marques Between everywhere.
At Justin and Michelle on the Bluebird app.
Brad Memory Pod everywhere. BradMemoryShow.com for the merch. 10% off the code using Bremy at Beef Jerky Outlet and Langhorne.
Use promo code Bremy10 at checkout for 10% off your first in-app order at District Taco.
And until next time, you can be with us, you be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Late.